Week 3 is in the books, and it's time to check on the 2025 rookie class. Some are already proving they belong, while others are struggling to find their role. In this video, I'm breaking down my top 5 rookie risers and top 5 rookie fallers heading into week 4. So let's go ahead and start with my risers.
Hey.
First up on our rookie risers list, we have Elic Eomanor. Elic is quickly emerging as one of the most reliable wide receivers in this Titans offense. Coming out of Stanford, I thought he might need a little bit of time to develop, but he already looks super pro ready. Now, the Titans offense hasn't exactly lit things up through the first 3 weeks, and that was expected, but while Calvin Ridley has struggled with drops and consistency with Cam Ward, Eomanor has stepped right in as one of the premier options. In fact, every single touchdown Cam Ward has thrown so far have all gone to Eomanor. At 22 years old, with his size, body control, and red zone ability, he's already showing traits of a future wide receiver 1 in this system. With Ridley on the wrong side of 30, it may not be long before Eomanor takes over as the top target in Tennessee. Next up is Tyler Warren, the Colts' first-round tight end, and he's been fantastic through his first 3 weeks. He already has 193 receiving yards, which actually ties him for the team lead this season. Coming into the year, my biggest concern with Warren wasn't his talent, it was whether the quarterback play would hold him back, but with Daniel Jones shocking everyone and looking like a Pro Bowl level quarterback, Warren has thrived in this offense. The versatility has been on full display. He's lined up everywhere, out wide, in the slot, and in line, and he's looked like a solid blocker as well, which was one of my main questions about him coming out of Penn State. Right now, he's already performing as a top 10 tight end in fantasy, and he looks like a true focal point in this Colts offense moving forward. Next up is one of my favorite rookies from this class. It's Harold Fannin Jr., tight end for the Cleveland Browns. And right from week 1, he looked like he was going to be a problem, catching 7 of 9 targets for 63 yards. Now, the Browns have struggled offensively through the first 3 weeks, but Fannin has still been steady, actually leading the team in both catches and yards with over 130. What makes him special is how Cleveland has been using him, though. He's more of a wide receiver than a tight end at this point, and that makes his tight end eligibility in fantasy an absolute cheat code. It reminds me a lot of Marcus Colston's rookie year when he won a lot of people their leagues just by having that tight end eligibility. Fannin has also lined up everywhere just like Warren. He's lined up in line, out wide, and in the slot, but most of his snaps are as a receiver. With David Njoku potentially hitting free agency after this season, the door is wide open for Fannin to become one of the Browns' true focal points for the foreseeable future. Next up, we have Emeka Egbuka, the Buccaneers' first-round wide receiver. I really loved his film coming out, but I was curious how he would fit in with this offense with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans already established. But with Godwin sidelined recovering from ankle surgery and Jalen McMillan also banged up, Egbuka got the opportunity to step into the starting lineup right away, and he exploded. Through 3 weeks, he's tied for the team lead in targets. He leads the Bucs in receiving yards and already has 3 touchdowns, which also leads the team. What's even more impressive is the chemistry he's built with his quarterback, Baker Mayfield. Baker has been playing some of his best ball this year, and Egbuka has quickly become one of his go-to guys. He's currently a top 10 wide receiver in fantasy, showing off his crafty route running, his reliable hands, and even pulling in a highlight one-handed grab in week 3. This guy absolutely looks like the real deal. Last up for our risers, we have Quinshon Judkins, the Browns' second-round running back. A lot of people were panicking about Judkins over the offseason because of the legal issues that delayed his signing for the Browns until after week 1. There were even questions about whether he would see the field this season, which was absolutely crazy, but once he finally got on the field, he quickly silenced those doubts. In week 2, he didn't start, but he still looked very solid, rushing for over 60 yards on just 10 carries. Then in week 3, he finally got his first start, and he was very excellent against a good Packers defense. He nearly hit over 100 rushing yards, scored a touchdown, and averaged over 5 yards per carry. on just 18 attempts. A big reason the Browns were able to pull off the upset against an undefeated Green Bay team was because of Judkins' efficiency. Going forward, Judkins looks like a real problem for opposing defenses, and with a suspension not likely at this point, it feels like the legal issues are clearly behind him, and Judkins is on track to become a true workhorse in the NFL. Before we get further into the video, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Also, if you want access to my full Dynasty rankings, you can check out the Google Doc link in the description below. It's completely free to view, and if you want to talk Dynasty all season long with the community, make sure to join the Bobby's Big Board Discord. The link is in the description. Alright, let's get right back to the video. Alright, we've gone through the risers now. It's time to take a look at the fallers. These are rookies who haven't quite lived up to the early hype thus far and whose fantasy value has taken a hit through the first 3 weeks. First off on our fallers list though, we have Travis Hunter, the 2024 Heisman Trophy winner and the number 2 overall pick by the Jaguars. Coming into the league, he was praised for his ball skills and his rare ability to play both cornerback and wide receiver. The talent is definitely undeniable, but so far the fantasy upside just hasn't been there. Jacksonville's offense has been stagnant and Hunter hasn't done much offensively, very few targets and even fewer catches, and not a single game with over double-digit fantasy points. His defensive snaps, however, have grown each week, and it's looking more and more like he may primarily be playing on that side of the ball. With his talent, you absolutely need to sit and wait to see what he does in the next few weeks, but his current usage and lack of production are definitely worrying for now. Next up, we have Colston Loveland, the Bears' first-round draft pick, and he's been really quiet so far this season, with just 3 catches total on the year. Considering how often Chicago runs 2 tight end sets, that's been a little bit surprising for me. Now, the Bears are coming off a great offensive performance against the Cowboys, and Loveland did flash with a big catch of over 20 yards, but unfortunately, he left that game with a hip injury and did not return. Between the injury, the limited usage, and the underwhelming production, he looks like more of a sit candidate until the Bears eventually move on from Cole Kmet, their other tight end. Loveland was my tight end 3 in this draft class because I felt he profiled as a better real-life tight end than a fantasy asset, and so far he's proven me right. Hopefully he can recover from that hip injury and see an uptick in usage, but right now his fantasy value is definitely trending down. Next up, we have RJ Harvey, the Broncos' second-round running back. I really liked Harvey's burst and explosiveness, but Denver just haven't given him much of a role through 3 weeks, and it's easy to see why. J.K. Dobbins has been playing excellent football, averaging over 5 yards per carry and already putting up over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. With that kind of production, there's no reason for the Broncos to not keep feeding him as their workhorse. Outside of Harvey's one big run back in week 1, his carries since have been very disappointing, averaging just about 1 yard per carry on his last 10 attempts. His vision needs to improve, and while I do believe he'll carve out a role later in the year, right now his usage, efficiency, and his production make him a non-factor for fantasy. He's someone you'll want to sit and wait on at this point. Next up is a guy I was really high on coming out of college, and that's Kyle Williams for the New England Patriots. He was their 3rd-round wide receiver draft selection, and I loved his speed, his ability to separate off the line, and his sneaky after-the-catch ability. But thus far, the Patriots haven't used him much. With Kayshon Boutte, Stephon Diggs, and even Mac Hollins all playing solid football, Williams has cemented himself more as a wide receiver 4 or wide receiver 5 on this Patriots offense that's looked pretty average overall. Through the first 3 weeks, he's only caught 2 passes, and I don't see anything changing anytime soon, at least not until the middle of the season. Like RJ Harvey, I do expect his role to grow as the year goes on, but right now he's strictly a sit and wait player. I love the talent, but we've got to be patient until his snap share starts improving upward. Last on our followers list, we have Jack Besh, the Raiders' second-round draft selection. He was another wide receiver I was really high on coming into the draft because of his physicality, his route running, and his reliable hands. But despite that talent, the Raiders just haven't used him that much. And I think a lot of it comes down to where he fits into this offense. Besh profiles for them as more of a big slot right now, and the Raiders already have that role covered. Between Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, and even Brock Bowers getting snaps in that area, Besh has been left without a consistent spot. Through 3 weeks, he's only caught 2 passes, which is confusing given how highly the Raiders invested in him. Right now, he's clearly operating as the wide receiver 4 or wide receiver 5 behind Myers, Tucker, Bowers, and Dante Thornton. He's not a sell just yet, but he's definitely a player you'll need to sit on and be patient with for now. Hopefully, he gets a role in the offense sooner rather than later. And that's my top 5 rookie risers and fallers after week 3. Some of these guys are already carving out long-term value, while others are taking a little bit more time to develop. Drop your biggest surprises from those rookies in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Hey.